Reimagining youth service through social innovation, twin brothers Ryan and Thomas Growney founded Service Academy, a new service project. Dedicated to youth purpose and potential, Ryan and Thomas have developed a collection of ideas and initiatives to lower barriers for young people to use meaningful social impact activities to develop the skills they value. Thank you so much, Ryan Thomas, for joining us today on AwareNow. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're glad to be here.
Mm-hmm.
We're really excited.
Awesome sauce. So let's get started. So here's the thing. During the pandemic, while many young people were gaming, you two were focused on serving. But it wasn't enough for you to serve with one activity or another. You felt called to build a platform to support youth services through activity and advocacy. Mm-hmm. Please share the story of how Service Academy started.
So I can take this one, I think.
Yeah.
So, all the way back to 3 years ago, this is 2020, and as you can imagine, like the world is kind of just like falling apart. And so in the middle of this all, Thomas and I were walking on this beach with our dad, and we were thinking about like, what can we do? Mm-hmm. Like, how can we help fix all this kind of pain and suffering that we see around us?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we realized that we had done a little bit of service kind of through our school, but that hadn't prepared us for kind of anything to do in the real world. Like, we didn't have the confidence in ourselves to think that we had something to offer, if that makes any sense.
Especially as 14-year-old kids.
Exactly.
Walking on a beach.
So, yeah, and we kind of started discussing school-based service programs, and we realized that service should be self-discovery. Service should be as helpful to you as it is to the person that you're serving. Mm-hmm. And so that was the kind of seed idea that blossomed into Service Academy as it is now.
Yeah.
So.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, so I love that your model for reimagining youth service is one that shifts the narrative from obligation to inspiration. Mm-hmm. So tell us more about your template for youth to get something for themselves while giving to someone else.
Yeah, so it's really simple, actually. So it's only 3 steps. So first of all, it's that we need to just reframe service in people's minds.
Yeah.
It's just like make them see that it's not this obligation. It's actually something that's really awesome and can be really fun and really impactful on you. So
as much as it is to the other people.
Yeah, exactly. So like the second part about that is just inspiring them to have confidence in themselves, like getting them to realize that they do have something to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have a lot to offer, and they have a lot of skills and a lot of interests and a lot of great ideas that could be really applicable to a lot of scenarios.
Because I mean, everyone's a unique person. They have their skills and experiences that make them really, really good at certain things. And finding those things and utilizing them is how we can be our best selves and do our best service.
Yes.
And so the third and final step of our kind of process, I guess that's the right word for it, is to really just have them take those skills and that confidence and that kind of reframed idea of service and apply it to problems in their community. We want to make service something that gives back to the community that you're from.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Grow where you're planted, like they say. So exactly. If you're right there, then do something there. Mm-hmm. So on your website, there is a section speaking to that. There's a section about your initiatives, and it's titled Hyperlocal Action. Mm-hmm. Here you reference the hashtag local is global impact. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'd love for you just to share more about this. How come doing something right here affects something all over here?
So what we believe is that global impact comes from a series of smaller local impacts. Is that the only way you can make an actual real global impact is by doing things that you can do today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've seen from your work that you agree with that as well. Like, individual stories matter. Mm-hmm. Like, there is no such thing as a global problem. It's just a whole host of local problems And so it starts there.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So let's get a little bit personal now. Thomas, what has been your most personally rewarding act of service to date? And then Ryan, share yours as well. Thomas, let's start with yours.
So for me, it was a couple months ago. I had just broken my leg, and I had switched from playing squash to I joined a community service program at our school. And through that program, I was able to meet this young sixth grader named Isaiah. This kid, he was pretty goofy. I actually really like this kid. He was funny. He struggled a little bit attention-wise, but I saw a lot of myself in him. And he really proved to me one of our goals is that is you need confidence to succeed. And that's how we want to help people. Is that my goal when I was with him was I wanted to help give him the confidence to do what he needed to do. Because what his problem is that he didn't have the confidence in his own abilities to go sit down there for 45 minutes and go complete 3 pages of a math packet. So just me being able to sit there and really kind of talk him through it and be able to give him the help and the guidance and the support that he needed was really helpful to me.
That's awesome. And the fact that you saw yourself in him, it has that instant connection then.
It is.
So for me, it was actually last summer. So at the very beginning of the summer, our school organized this trip down to Costa Rica. And so that was a super amazing experience because while we were there, we helped kind of build and beautify this community center that was being created in this underprivileged town. And so it was super important, not because what we were really doing there. I mean, that was important, but what I really got from that was just this pure connection with all the little kids in this town. Because every time we were there, as soon as we drove up in these big kind of vans, they would just all run out and they would be so happy just to see us and to play with us and to talk to us, even though I didn't really understand what they were speaking, what they were saying, because I don't really speak Spanish that well. It was such an amazing experience just to kind of have that pure connection through joy and laughter.
That's awesome. And to your point, just the fact that you were there, just showing up, did so much and meant so much. So as juniors attending boarding school, what do your peers have to say about your project?
So there is a small but really powerful group of people who are helping us kind of do this and who are really interested in completing this. But there's also a lot of people who don't really understand, I think, what we're trying to do. And so, but that's okay.
Yeah.
One of the major things that we've learned is that you don't need 1 million people to start a service participation revolution. You just need your core group of people.
You need your 10 dedicated, smart, interested people to really make an actual change.
Exactly.
Your little team of superheroes.
Superhero team. That's awesome. So you started Service Academy 3 years ago, thereabouts. Please share what you've done so far and what you'd like to do in the future. Where are you guys going with this?
So our goal is, and this is going to be very general, but we want to reimagine youth service for kids all over the globe. We want to be able to share our kind of message that service is self-discovery and self-exploration to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So, and that means going to other schools. And we've already kind of talked to some of our friends at other schools, and they've
we're
about this idea.
Also trying to do some of this through our podcast and on the information on our website.
Yeah, and so kind of going off that, actually, we kind of have this whole host of tools that we want to be able to share with as many people as possible. So that includes the podcast. We created a card game actually to help people start thinking about service and just kind of get it on the brain, and a self-reflection survey. It's it helps you find out what are the things that I'm good at, what are the things that I want to get better at, and just help you see what your superpowers are. That's the word we use. Yeah. So
That's really awesome. Well, I love, so much all of it. And the fact that you made your own card game, I mean, gamification is where it's at, especially when we're reaching, younger people and to get people involved. I have to say, the way you're talking about service and reimagining it makes me think about the term self-serve. We so much of going this way, but what if self-serve went with myself, I will serve. You guys are making me think a lot about different things in different ways.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. That is the goal, and you guys are rocking it. So let's conclude this way. Thomas, you're an artist. You're into surfing. Ryan, you are more of a technician and singing a cappella. As different as you are, you both are grounded in the same dedication to be of service. For those who want to live a life of service but have no idea where to start, what advice do you have?
So for me, it's giving back and staying interested. That you will give back the most that you can if you're interested in it. If you wake up every day and that's what you think about, you will work on that and you will get better at that and you will strive to do as much as you can because that's what you're interested in. So that's part of what we thought with our superpower field guide, which Ryan mentioned over the survey, is that is the most important thing, is that trying to find things you're interested in, things that you are engaged in, things that you want to change, problems that you are tied to. Find those and then branch out from there.
Great advice. That's great advice. Ryan, how about you?
So for me, I mean, I've always liked to kind of think big thoughts, I guess, and tackle big problems. And so what I've realized is that there's this kind of aspect of service called systems change leadership, where you think about how you can change the base system that's supporting this kind of field of like inequality, like supporting the inequality in the world today, and you work to change that. And so that, like, doing that is so crucial because it really just, you're alleviating the root cause of what is causing this kind of inequality. And so just look more into that, like just kind of open your eyes to the huge world of service that there is.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for all that you're doing and for the base that you've built. I'm so excited to see what comes from all of your work and your efforts. And thank you for helping all of us become just a bit more aware now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.
You too.